Hello and welcome again to the RC Model Reviews, not so weekly news for another not so week. And a few things this week. I've got one of these. Now, NAZA seems to be fighting back. You know, there's a lot of these multi-rotor controllers out there on the market now. You've got the APM, you've got the KK boards and the Arduino-based stuff. Heaps of stuff, multi-Wii I mean, so heaps of stuff. And obviously that's really knocking NAZA's sales of these flight controllers around. So they've got the NAZA, the NAZA Lite. And you can buy it now. So even HobbyKing's carrying these for 69 bucks or something. And with the GPS, another 100 bucks for the GPS. What is it, made of gold? But yeah, you can buy them if you want a genuine NAZA. You can go out and you can buy them now, even from HobbyKing. So what I'm going to be doing in some upcoming videos is looking at the flight controller options, because there are so many of them. Lots of people have spoken very highly of the NAZ32. That's a very popular flight controller now. And so I'm going to go through some of the most popular ones and just have a look and compare them. How easy are they to set up? How well do they work? What are the features? What are the problems? Because here in New Zealand, we've had a big sort of meeting recently, I think it's this week actually, of farmers. And all the farmers want to put drones up so they can survey their pastures and see where they need irrigation and what crops are growing and whatever. And of course, once the legislation allows that sort of thing, drones are going to be, when I say drones, multi-rotors are going to be a really big thing from a commercial perspective. So I thought I might do a few videos, maybe on this channel, maybe on another one, basically introducing people to the technology, because let's face it, there are some people out there that buy stuff in from China, put 1000% markup on it and sell it as if they were experts. And as we all know, there's a lot more expertise in the hobby side of the market than there is in the professional side. There are so many used car salesmen and cell phone salesmen who've decided the next big thing is going to be multi-rotors or drones. So they're now getting out of the used car business, getting out of the cell phone business and getting into selling drones. So we've got to make sure that the public, the people who are going to buy these things, are properly informed as to what they should be looking for, what constitutes good value for money, what's important, what's not, and other things like how do you maintain these things. You can buy a drone, you can go and spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on a multi-rotor, and then no one tell you know, they'll take your money, give you your product, away you go. But if you don't maintain it, if you don't check to make sure that the motor bearings aren't wearing out, that props don't have cracks in them, then you can be in for an awfully nasty and rather unsafe surprise. So I might do a bit on that just for the people that are really interested. May not put it on RC Model Reviews, as I say, but I will be reviewing the NAZA Lite for those people who want to see it. Another review I'm working on at the moment, which is long overdue, is servos. Here we go. Now, first, I'm going to start off with these little 10-gram servos. These are the HobbyKing ones. And I've got just the standard old 10-gram servo there. I've used them for ages. They used to be orange. Now they're white. I've used them in AXNs and all sorts of things, and they're brilliant. They're tough, they're cheap, they work well, but there's some other options now. This is the digital one, the 6-volt digital one. So is this really worth the few extra cents over the conventional servo? So I'm going to put them on the bench, put them on the oscilloscope. We'll compare things like speed, precision, linearity, and current consumption, all the things that you need to know about servos, and see whether it's worth putting a digital servo in your model. Just as a matter of interest, I have put a digital on the elevator of my AXN, and it's far more precise. I really like the difference. You can't so much feel it in flight, but you can see it on the ground because there's a bit of backlash, bit of slop, bit of drag in the AXN linkages, and the digital servo really mitigates a lot of that, gives you a more precise control. So we'll put them on the bench and check. Of course, remember the diversity controller is my current main project. I've been working long and hard on that. The videos are almost done, so they'll be going up and you'll be able to build your own. I'm waiting for some bits to arrive from China because I'll put things in a bag and people can buy them. It's easy. No markup on this, just cost. And it'll probably give my wife something to do in the evenings, is to put things in bags. That's good. Now, what else? Oh yes, I'm going to do with FPV coming up. The northern summer's nearly upon you. Well, spring starts in a couple of days. And we haven't had a summer here really to speak of. It's been terrible, windy, wet, cold, yuck. So hopefully you guys up north will get a better summer than we've had. And if you do, a lot of you will be wanting to fly FPV. So I'll be doing a bit more FPV stuff. Now, one of the things with FPV, a lot of people ask me is, oh, I'm using 1.2 gigahertz video. How do I stop it from interfering with my 2.4 gig RC system? Well, I'll tell you, because I'm going to show you all about filters, notch filters, bandpass filters, filters you can make yourself from something as simple as a little bit of coaxial cable you can buy really cheap on eBay, and you make a little filter, screens out the unwanted signals or only passes the signals you're looking for. these things can be wonderful. So we'll look at that and I'll show you the theory and the practice behind it. We'll do some experiments. I'll show you with the spectrum analyzer just how they work and what effect they have. Hopefully it'll make you more informed, make you a safer FPV flyer. What else have I got on my plate? Well, not a lot really. It's been really busy. I've been doing a whole lot of stuff. Just a reminder for those of you who don't know, I have an XJet channel as well. Now this weekend past, there were a whole lot of jets flying here. I went out with my camera, took some videos, so there's a whole lot of videos on my XJet channel. There'll be some more coming up of those huge jets, massive turbine-powered helicopters, scale jet models, non-scale models, all sorts of things. So if you aren't aware, go have a look. I'll put some links in the description of this video. Go and click on some of the links. You'll find them, and if you're not a subscriber to XJet, then subscribe now so you don't miss them in future. Because XJet's the fun, the entertainment, the sort of cool random stuff, and RC Model Reviews is the truly objective, I'll tell you what's crap and what's not channel. So there we go. Now I've got something else coming from, oh yes, I just remembered, speaking of FPV, HobbyKing have put out a discovery, I can't remember, it's a FPV wing, right? Now I've got the RVJet here, which I got some time ago, and I've been waiting for the ability to fly to actually test it. Well, the HobbyKing wing looks a bit like an RVJet. Some are saying it's a knockoff. Well, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I've ordered one. It should be here in a week or so, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. Now I'm expecting it's going to be what you would expect, which is the RVJet. I've already shown you the box and what's in it, and it's a real top quality piece of kit. It's really, really well made to a really good specification, and the quality just exudes from the box. Now the HobbyKing one, I don't expect the same level of quality, finish and attention to detail, but it's one hell of a lot cheaper. So we'll look at the two, see which is going to be a better value or which fits your pocketbook, just depending on which way you want to look at it. So I'll do a direct comparison. I don't know anyone's done a comparison yet, right from the opening the box through to the build, through to the flight, but I'll try and do that for you. Might give you some ideas which one to buy if you're in the market for that sort of thing. Oh, and speaking of flying, yes, just a lot of people have been asking me, what's going on, what's going on? Well, CAA came to me 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I don't know, a little while ago, and said, well, you know, obviously you're not getting anywhere with model flying in New Zealand. You're doing some work with like the C, that's the sense and avoid system I'm working on. We will perhaps look at issuing you an exemption from the need to have wings to fly at the airfield here, which is great. It's a very pragmatic solution to a problem that looked like it was never going to be solved. So I've provided a whole lot of information for CAA and filled out some forms and signed some bits and pieces. And that now goes to CAA, to the Director General of Civil Aviation. He will look at it and stroke his brow and go, I don't know. Probably check the YouTube channel and go, and then he'll say yes or no. And if he says yes, then I'll be able to fly here at the airfield again, which is great. And if that happens, when it happens, hopefully it'll be in just a week or two, hopefully no longer, because autumn is here and the good flying weather's already probably out the window. But when that happens, I'll let you know and we'll get right into those flight videos. So at the moment, it's in the hands of the powers that be. Nothing I can do about it, just have to wait, twiddle my thumbs until something happens. But there you go. That's the not so weekly news for another not so week. And now I shall get on with all this stuff here on the bench.